I'm about to straight. Need more than a fan. I'm burning up, burneth, burneth up. What's up with it, y'all? Yeah. See, y'all didn't tell me about this. Let me just say that I wasn't told about this, and that's probably why I chose this one to do a live about. I said, yeah, I didn't know all this was going on. I didn't know that reparation money and all these funds has been given or and is going out to other countries. I didn't even know other countries could like come in and be like, well, we want reparations for what happened. You feel me? How our people went over there. How could they even have the audacity? I said, and somebody said they was delusional, and I said, nah. I was trying to find another word that was outside of delusional, but then I said, nah, it's delusional. It's delusional. Is that like it couldn't be? It can't be nothing else. So we about to get into this video. We about to get in this video. I'm gonna try not to laugh at these people. I'm gonna try not to laugh at these people because everybody I see making these videos, they be always serious. I'm always happy though. You feel me? But it is what it is. I'm just saying. Thanks for joining. Make sure y'all hit the like button, and we about to kick this off.
These Africans think we something to play with, but we about to show them real quick. First line of business, the African Union. They have decided to seek reparations on our behalf, calling us the sixth region. We are not the sixth region. We did not appoint you to speak for us. When you sold us for whatever products, goods that you received, the transaction was complete then and there. We do not belong to Africa. We are trying to get the cease and desist completed. If you can
Like
look in my
how?
bio, go ahead and add your support there so that we can go ahead and make sure this gets in front of U.S. lawmakers and they can stop coming to meetings with our lawmakers and trying to get our reparations. They are not going to Africa. We are completely stopping that 10% of the GDP here for Black Americans going to Africa. We're not doing it. We're not supporting you in any goddamn way. In the next line of business, you guys, we're going to go ahead and seek for a travel ban against these Africans. And we're also going to seek to remove the protections of Black Americans from the African people because they didn't offer us their protections when we were going through what we were going through. So I don't know why they want us to be blind, but guess what? Our ancestors died for this, and we not about to play with y'all. And y'all not about to come over here and play in our face and try to cosplay. Oh, we're all black because of the skin color. Don't play with us. If it's anybody on this world that know how to fight, it's us. These Africans.
That
In
is
my name.
crazy.
Slash called Simpson. I know that's directly. I know my lineage.
Whoa,
I know my
Simpson is
lineage.
not a black
That's exactly. You want to tell your last name? You want to tell your last name?
This is what I'm trying to say about Breadman.
You still losing me, bro. It's called descendants of slavery. It didn't happen in Africa. It happened here. That's what we're fighting for reparations for. You can't move it over there. You want to move it over here and move it over there. It's going to happen here, nigga.
But Breadman is choosing to define his blackness by a white person's
what's up,
terms.
man?
Nigga talking dumb.
White people,
Side up.
Explain.
because they're paying money, they have to differentiate who
These people is crazy,
specifically
bro.
they're paying money to.
Black people.
Yes, they have to differentiate who they're paying money to, because me and you are both black, nigga, but you ain't American. You're from Nigeria, first generation.
I didn't see that coming. Look, me and you are both black. Oh, I gotta play that one more time.
Differentiate
Hilarious.
who they're paying money to, because me and you are both black, nigga, but you ain't American. You're from Nigeria,
Exactly.
first generation. You don't have shit to do with American slavery. Conversation over. Argument over. They are trying to foot that Nigerian shit. See, they think they think that reparations is some kind of scheme or scam. No, nigga, this ain't Nigeria. I know that that's what y'all look for, the schemes and the fucking scams, but reparations is not one of those things.
It's not.
You don't get any, and it is what it is. There's no hate. We don't hate you guys. We love y'all. We are brothers. But when it comes to reparations, it ain't for you or your ethnicity. Period.
creators.
So they had to discern, you can get money, but you can't, because we can only link it to people who are directly affected by this. So he's choosing to define his blackness by white people.
Did you take geography?
I mean, like, so
Conversation is over.
So,
I just heard the mental gymnastics this man went through to try to explain whatever he was trying to explain. What do you guys think about this conversation? Which side of the argument are you on?
In my name.
Already know.
Why is it immigrants are not stopping reparations?
My ancestors come from the Caribbean, and there were slaves in the Caribbean, and we
didn't qualify for the American reparations.
Well, here's the challenge. There are so many difficulties with trying to enact reparations, in part because the question is who gets them. Potentially, I could fall into that category. I honestly have called a pipe dream in the past, and I think that's what it is.
Well, it would be nice if there was an elegant, simple solution to all sorts of complicated problems. You're not actually talking about how to fix those problems if you're only talking about reparations. If we're only debating how we're going to parcel out responsibility for something that happened more than a century ago. And we're probably never going to do this. It's not clear to me why we're pursuing this thing.
Is it fair that there's no there's no reparations, no restitution, nothing?
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish need not apply signs when they came here during the progressive era. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game.
Well, here's a fact. Slavery ended 154 years ago. It's been a long, long time since we had slavery in this country. And you have people like my family. I'm black, but my family came to the United States in 1962. My parents are from Costa Rica. Do I get a check?
I did a couple of essay contests that I actually won. And I won like NAACP AXO award for this essay and something else. I can't remember another, like I ended up winning money.
Why would you want to block it?
And the essay was, do you think black people should get reparations? And I was like, no, you didn't work for it.
Why are you so against reparations?
Valerie, it's a matter of a waste of time. We've got so much to do. And yet you have people who invest so much energy and attention on what I consider to be a dead-end idea, a dead-end movement.
That's crazy.
This is crazy. So on March 25th, the African Union is going to the UN and they're going to ask them to declare the transatlantic slave trade, right? The worst crime ever against humanity. And they're going to ask for reparations. And while I'm not arguing against the transatlantic being one of the worst crimes ever to happen against humanity, I just argue these people were collaborators. Like, these people helped run the largest human trafficking organization ever to exist on this planet. They collaborated. They supplied the goods. But now all of a sudden they victims? You can't be the perpetrator of the crime and the victim of the crime all at the same time. And they really going up there and going to speak on it. I wonder if they're going to read the letters that the kings wrote to the Europeans after the Europeans decided they didn't want to traffic humans anymore. The African kings wrote letters to them asking them to reinstate the slave trade. Are y'all going to read those letters? Or are y'all going to show them that slave dungeon in Ghana that they calling a castle? Ain't nobody ever built no goddamn castle for no slaves. It's a dungeon where they're profiting off of it today in 2026. Like, this is another African scam. Y'all people are just going to be live on YouTube on the African Union little channel. So y'all check it out, March 25th. And wait, maybe y'all can help me out with this one right here. So they always say, when we say y'all sold humans or y'all trafficked humans, they say, oh, well, we didn't sell our own people. We sold enemies and prisoners of war. Cool. Let's go with that narrative. So that means the people that are outside of Africa that came from the transatlantic slave trade, that means those people are the enemies, right? So how come when y'all set foot in America, y'all talk about brothers and family and we need to stick together? What family, bitch? This is crazy.
They are tabling a resolution in the United Nations to declare the transatlantic slave trade the worst atrocity in human history. So Ghana has tabled a motion in the UN where they're saying
declare this the worst atrocity that never happened.
So they want Michael B. Jordan. That they said, yeah.
And because this happened, you took our people, you prospered, and you were able to build your nation off of my people's labor, not my labor, but the people I sold to you. You owe me reparations because of that talent we lost. So Ghana is admitting to human trafficking and says, yeah, we sold these folks, but you owe us reparations for these folks we sold you because they went through slavery. All right. You're trying to get our people over there so you can replace them with your people and then using my people's struggles. Okay, let's say we did come from you.
Exactly.
You didn't go through that. I'm just like, wow, all of y'all need to go and go forever. Never return.
Exactly.
It is time to acknowledge openly that much of Europe and the United States have been built from the vast wealth harvested from the sweat, tears, blood, and horrors of the transatlantic slave trade and the centuries of colonial exploitation.
They don't feel paid since they already got paid for selling the slaves to the Americans. Like, you don't feel like you was paid already? You trying to double dip? Like, stop.
Maybe we should also admit that it cannot be easy to build confident and prosperous societies from nations that for centuries have their natural resources looted and their peoples traded as commodities. For centuries, the world has been unwilling and unable to confront the realities of the consequences of the slave trade. But gradually, this is changing, and it is time to bring the subject of reparations firmly to the fore. Granted, the current generations are not the ones that engaged in the slave trade, but that grand inhuman enterprise was state-sponsored and deliberate, and its benefits are clearly interwoven with the present-day economic architecture of the nations that designed and executed it. Reparations must be paid for the slave trade. No amount of money
and they clapping too.
No amount of money will ever make up for the horrors, but it would make the point that evil was perpetrated.
Like that, like it is kind of weird because it would seem that if y'all felt like it was something wrong with what happened, you would be trying to pay us too. Like you would be trying to pay the Americans over here, the African Americans, so you call. You would try to pay them too, or make sure they get compensation for what happened. Like why would you need anything? You got a whole country. Remember, we don't have nothing. Why would you need anything?
Did y'all just hear that Africa said that they are included in the African Americans reparations? So apparently Africa and the African Union, this 2025, they basically told America that they are leading the that they are leading the cause for reparations for African countries and people affected by slavery.
I feel like going to sleep.
So basically, they found out that African Americans have 1.7 trillion in spending power, right? That means collectively, we got the bag.
I mean, collectively, that will build a country up right now. If they could find a way to make us come over there. Some of us, we fell for it and went.
We got the bag,
right
which
back.
we already knew. We didn't have to shout it from the rooftops, and we damn sure didn't need anybody else clocking our bag. And now it's at the point where the African Union is working with America and top American officials to both colonize the African American.
Exactly.
$55 billion in reparations for Africa.
The stolen men and women and children were brought to our shores in chains, subjected to unimaginable cruelty.
That's just crazy.
My nation's original sin was that period. We honor their descendants who are generations for generations helped build this country.
So, are they going to get reparations in cash, gold, Bitcoin? No. Solar panels.
Today's announcement. Joint.
Ooh-wee. They is slick as hell. Boy, these people are slick as worm sperm. I'm gonna let it play and then I'm gonna give you the game.
Join a portfolio of partnership for global infrastructure and investment projects already underway in Africa, including mobilizing $8 billion in public and private finance to help South Africa replace coal-fired power plants with renewable energy sources and develop cutting-edge energy solutions like clean hydrogen.
Now that you've heard President Joe Biden
That's crazy,
with
bro.
his envision for the African continent, I want you to listen to one of the presidential leaders of the African continent. Do you believe that their vision is in alignment?
Yes, it is.
Let me know.
Yes, it is. Because if they saying they're gonna pay the people, but then they go and they pay the organizations to build solar panels and stuff like that, who you think own that shit? Who you think own it? All they doing is they handing the money right over to the ones who are already asking for it. Like, they all in alignment.
From Africa, on the image and standing of Africans in the diaspora, applies with equal force to the image and standing of her sons and daughters who go by the name African Americans.
They pay us in the first place,
Indeed,
bro.
all her kith and kin.
That's crazy.
In the Americas and the Caribbean.
That is wild.
There's a lot of room for your perspectives and energies back in Africa. History tells us of the positive impact of diaspora communities on the growth and development of countries through increased trade activities, rising investment.
Hey, that's crazy that you say that, because they do got a whole park over here of them to where, like, yeah, that's all they do. Like, it's a whole park. It'd be full, too, of them. Nah, it's of them. And that's all they be doing is just drinking and getting high. And then, yeah. But that is funny you
And
say
the transfer
that.
of skills and knowledge. Take the case of China, for example. With an emigre population of some 60 million, the Chinese diaspora is said to be the 25th largest country in the world, who, according to the Nikkei Asian Review, own assets worth 2.5 trillion United States dollars. When foreign companies in the late 1970s reduced their investments in China, it was the Chinese diaspora that shored up the economy. According to the Washington, D.C.-based Migration Policy Institute, MPI, half of the foreign direct investment, that is some 26 billion United States dollars, that transformed China into a manufacturing powerhouse in the 1990s, originated from the Chinese diaspora. That is the rationale of Ghana's initiative of Beyond the Return, which is building on the considerable success of the Year of Return and the renewed enthusiasm around building Africa together. We must work to help change the African narrative, which has been characterized largely by a concentration on disease, hunger, poverty, and illegal mass migration. Let us all remember that the destiny of all Black people, no matter where they are in the world, is
Okay. Forgive me for laughing. Now I get when y'all say everybody claiming to be Black. When it's time to be Black, they claiming to be Black, but before then it's like, no, I'm not Black. You feel me? Black people is the ones that was African slaves. These people ain't slick, bro. But they is
bound up with
hilarious.
Africa. We should never forget that famous admonition of the celebrated Jamaican reggae star Peter Tosh, when he said, and I quote, "Don't care where you come from, as long as you are a Black man, you are an African."
Wow.
Unquote.
Wow. That's why that's just barnacles. Like y'all would say, okay, every time y'all pay out something that's supposed to be anything close to reparations, why do it go outside of the country? It never hit the black people here. It's like even the so-called ones that try to say they're black and they're part of us, they take the money too. They don't even look back at us and go, well, you should give it to them. No, they take that shit, bro.
Now Africans want reparations for Black Americans. What in the Nigerian scam artist is going on? Well, in discussion with world leaders, I guess Africa started to do the numbers on what Black Americans generate, which is a spending power around $4 trillion, and felt as if they had the audacity to really say that they should get reparations for how much we generate. My Lord. I was flabbergasted. The same Africans who sold their own people into slavery. The same Africans who come to the United States and say that they are better than Black Americans, that we are not the same. Well, we're not the same. You're not getting a dime. If anything, we should be at that table. Black Americans had nothing and created an entire culture that influenced the entire world.
Sleepy Joe, he could barely say it.
Now Africans want reparations for Black Americans.
Take it from
There's this term that I know people are not gonna like this, but I don't like the term.
That's what all this is about. Africans don't want delineation because of the reparations that Black Americans will get. They want to be owed to the U.S. themselves. I'm sorry to tell you, this Akbar FBA is here. Unfortunately, we aren't going anywhere. Delineation is needed. Exactly.
FBA, because I think it is the most separatist term coined back in 2019 by
was it Tariq Nasheed?
Tariq, I know Tariq. And Tariq Nasheed coined this term, and maybe he had good intent because it's like, hey, how do we separate when it comes to reparations and being able to say, hey, this belonged to the Black slaves that came to America and their descendants. And I get that. I get and understand that concept. But what it does, it furthers this idea of separation. And I think back again to childhood and the stuff that even as an adult, like, I'm not African. I'm anything but African, right? I got Indian in my blood. I'm Creole. I'm anything
but that was real,
but
though.
African.
That shit was
and
real.
so when you say foundationally Black American, it's like, yes, I can say I'm foundationally Black American, and I am not.
That's crazy that they could say that and they could think it's a joke because people were saying that. Like, on my grandmother's side, it's Indian. On my grandfather's side, it's FBA. But my grandmother's side is more FBA because it's always been here, the Black Indian. So it's like, how can they not understand that when they hear it? That lets you know they just, motherfuckers don't know the history.
I'm like, no.
They don't understand
Because like my father used to tell me, I don't know what all these fuss is about. They are the same people. You guys are brothers.
Yeah.
And then like, my dad said, y'all brother, man, we ain't your brother. We ain't African booty scratchers. No, but we look alike. No.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, cool.
Well, this came into when reparations was being considered. When reparations came in, they're like, how much is Black Americans owed?
It had to be codified.
Right. They're owed a lot. They deserve
a lot.
The inventions in America are damn near all Black. Let's just keep it 100. All the stuff that people are using, from the doorknob to the escalator to the elevator to
medical devices,
medical devices to pacemakers to GPSs to helicopter. We can just keep going. People are using it because a lot of white inventors were able to steal patents. Like Thomas Edison stole patents. Lewis Latimer's patent, they stole all of it. So
we were doing all the work. We was doing all the work. That's why.
I believe 100. They don't come out. I think this. You talking about? I'm like, I get some money. I get some. I can spread this. Unless they pronounce the area wrong. I was G, man.
Look, I should be getting something because, well, if they start paying us for all the times that they call us out our names, they'll be broke. They would actually be broke.
How is it that the country that sold us
right? This is literally documented.
Yeah,
How is it that the countries, okay, that sold us are now demanding that the United States, okay, who enslaved us, pay them reparations for us?
So they can't.
Okay.
can't
I know
stay
you
out
guys
of
have
it.
seen this making the rounds, and I've been really like hesitant to talk about it or whatever. But to be honest with you, it's time to be real, okay, or whatever. Black Americans, okay, diasporic Black
They ain't
Americans,
got no
okay, who
slave
are
ships.
descendants of chattel slavery, are
They
not
destroyed them.
property of the continent of Africa or any of the countries or tribal governments that it represents. So for them to participate in our sale, kidnapping, okay, and then to be replanted in another country, never assist us in establishing our own economics or our own type of individuality or solidarity once we were freed or whatever, to now demand reparations for us that will contribute to Africa. Let's be clear. Go and look up the mission statement for the African Union.
And why the hell would it contribute to Africa? Like, what is it? What they trying to build African America over there and be like, hey, we'll build somewhere for y'all to come stay.
Union or whatever. They have included Black Americans, okay, descendants of chattel slavery, as their 6th district. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
African Americans didn't know anything about this. We didn't know anything about this forced repatriation. As a matter of fact, African representatives have been meeting with the Democratic Party to discuss this and lay the groundwork for not only for them to take our reparations, but for those reparations to contribute to Africa, not to the Black.
And the only reason I say they'll let them do it, because that's the way they set it up, to keep the money going in that circular motion that they're in. That's why they brought immigrants over here in order to take our place. And they will let that happen right there. I feel
American families who actually paid the price in body and spirit. I don't know what y'all thought. Okay, you know what it is? I do know what y'all thought. One, destiny swapping is real. And two, or whatever, the reason y'all put a fucking Nigerian American, okay, in charge of our branch chapter is because y'all wanted to keep that shit secret. I need y'all to know. Black Americans over here not gonna tolerate that shit. Shit ain't sweet. Shit ain't sweet. If anybody is discussing reparations for us, it should be us. Second of all, reparations for the injured party should go to the injured party, not to the continent that assisted in our injury. How is it that the country that
the next order of priority is citizenship, starting with the Afro descendants from the 6th region who have already returned to various countries. At the AU ECOSOC pre-summit ahead of last February's 38th Ordinary Summit of the Heads of State in Addis Ababa, the State of the African Diaspora Ambassador and President of the Ethiopian World Federation Local in Shashamane, Ms. Jasmine Rowe, informed the summit of the deplorable and inexcusable fact that after 80 years, some Rastafarians on the land granted by Emperor Haile Selassie still do not have citizenship. This and many other problems plague repatriates in many AU member states. For this reason, I am now submitting to the Commission and AU ECOSOC reports prepared by Ambassador Jasmine Rowe, by Obemfo Obadeli Bakari Kambon, PhD of the Abibi Fahodi Think Tank Consortium in Ghana. The next order.
What the hell?
The Ghanaian
man? These people
president,
are trippy.
he is asking all African leaders, meaning all 54 countries leaders, to unite behind slavery reparation.
Yeah, but I thought for a minute that they was better. Why they follow suit on everything we do? Like, am I tripping? But they be like far behind. Like, this is something we've been working on for 100 years, 200 years. It's like they be far behind. Feel me? They dressing like we did in the 90s, the 80s. It's like they far behind. They ain't really caught up yet, but they try to make it seem like they caught up, and it's like, y'all not there yet. You're not there yet.
And how does this connect to the debate over Black America getting reparation today? I'm talking about the Black America born and raised in America, aka African America. So let me break it down. The Ghanaian president, John Mahama, was urged by a global delegate to rally African leaders behind a continental reparation push for the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade and colonialism.
These people are serious.
The movement called for formal apologies, financial compensation, policy reform, and structural justice. Not just for symbolic statements. The Ghana and the African Union have declared 2025 theme Justice for Africa and the people of Africa descendants through
make sure y'all hit that like button for me.
Aim for a decade of reparations.
That's all I ask.
So 2026 to 36.
What?
Why is the push? Leaders urge that millions of Africans were kidnapped, enslaved, and stripped of wealth, shaping global inequality that still affects development, trade, and debt today. I don't think so, but in today's world, we are willingly running away from it. As long as we have the money in the way we japa, so we call it, we run away, we travel. So this one,
as long as we have the money.
Does not
that's the only part I understood.
Know about the debt today. The debt today, the politicians are borrowing from China, from Russia. So I don't know what he's talking about. Let's continue.
Nah,
they
I
want
can't take it no more. I gotta go to the next one. I can't take it no more. Yeah.
My people. So something historic just happened on the African continent. And no, you will not hear about it on the evening news. For the first time ever, African nations have united to declare something the world has avoided for over a century. Colonialism was a crime with victims, a crime with consequences, and a crime that still shapes our world today. This week in Algeria, leaders from across the continent gathered with one message. We're not asking for favors, we're demanding justice. They want colonialism formally recognized under international law. They want the return of stolen artifacts and cultural treasures. And yes, they want reparations, not symbolic apologies, not museum loans, real, tangible restitution for centuries of extraction and exploitation.
It's like, okay, so did they come take the people from y'all, or did y'all sell them to them? Like, you feel me? Like,
demand for reparations is not an attempt to rewrite history or to continue the cycle of victimization. It's a call to recognize the undeniable truth and right the wrongs that have gone unpunished.
And my people, the timing is not accidental because Africa has leverage now. Africa has unity now. And Africa has something the world can no longer ignore. A clear moral case backed by history, evidence, and global.
Our history. They take our history and make it theirs. They ain't speaking for none of us. What's good, man? Golly. They ain't speaking for none of us. Stop it. If y'all don't quit.
Momentum. For years, former colonial powers have offered regret, remorse, and well-polished speeches, but never accountability. But now, Africa is saying the era of apologies is over. The bill is due.
The slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity. As the African champion on reparations, Ghana intends to introduce a motion in this August body to that effect. More than 12.5 million Africans were forcibly taken against their will and transported to create wealth for the powerful Western nations. We must demand reparations for the enslavement of our people and the colonization of our land that resulted.
What the? Bro, come on now. Man, I'm not. Oh my God, man. I'm trying to wake myself up because this cannot be real. This is not real. It can't
Important
be.
the theft of our natural
It got
resources,
to be a
as well as the
trade.
looting of artifacts and other items of cultural heritage that have yet to be returned in total.
This moment isn't just about the past. It's about rewriting Africa's future, how the world sees it, how we negotiate, and how generations to come understand their power. But my people.
How come you can't just get your people? I mean, the one you send your people over here. Like, isn't that enough right there? Like, you get to send your people over here for free, and like even your people being over here now, we fought for those rights for them to even be here and have the things they have. Yeah, I see why. I see why y'all be saying, you know, like it's whole Africa, bro.
The challenges ahead
They
are
came
real.
together with this
And in
shit.
order for this moment to move beyond another demand and become real tangible change, 3 key things must happen. And I break them all down in an all-new episode on Indigenous TV on YouTube. So watch the full breakdown and let me know what you think in the comments. Should Africa keep pushing until colonialism is formally recognized as a crime with restitution, no matter how long it takes? Let's have the conversation together.
But like it's wild because they're not pushing for no justice for us. That's the part I can't understand. They this is about them. And okay, what about the ones that you feel like was taken from your country? Because the ones that weren't taken, they were okay. The ones that weren't taken, they were okay. Like we were taken, our people was taken, we were over here. You ain't speaking nothing about that, about the ones that are over there. Like, bro, what is wrong with these people, man? This is not the world we live in.
Y'all
These
right
people
here,
was dumb as
I
hell.
want y'all to see who is in charge of foundational Black American reparations at the African Union. You probably never heard of her before, have you? Me neither. No, at all, have never seen this individual. But this is the individual that has been granted the powers as the 6th region of the African Union to oversee our money. You damn right. Family, look.
And I said this before. I said if you pay attention, the only people they put in like in office in these positions is people that are not. You don't see no real FBA people in these positions because the game was already made to go against us. So they not even gonna man, come on now, bro. They is not even gonna let us have a chance to stand up there because the truth will have to come out. They'll have to tell the truth about everything. So
look at this right here, okay? H.E. Dr. Queen Blessing Atua, chair of the African Union 6th region in the USA. Did any of y'all sign up for her to be a representative? We already have people who always seem to be our fake representatives who are American. This woman is a Nigerian. This is a Nigerian woman who's been running around here as your representative, fam. And I'm not talking about your district. I'm not talking about your town. I'm not talking about your committee. I'm saying she's representing all of us. So to make it clear and plain in my proletarian workers' language, fam, this woman is running around here being the boss and the chairwoman of reparations in a country in which she did not even have any parts of. As a matter of fact, Nigeria wasn't even a country. The main person who put all this together was exactly that right there. Barack Obama. Yes, Barack Obama was the individual that gave this.
And this is what I said. This is why they don't put us in office. When they put one of them, they help keep the policies and keep the laws the same, keeping us out. It's like, bro, you feel me? They gatekeeping us. They've been gatekeeping us from sitting in them seats because they don't want the voice to be heard. But now, you know, they can't do nothing now. It ain't too much they can stop about it being heard and people finding out everything now. They can't stop it now. But
lady, a lifetime achievement
offices,
award,
bro.
And then you got to ask yourself, a lifetime achievement award for what? This woman ended up getting a lifetime achievement award so she could be the main one that they put in position to steal our reparations. And about the same exact time that all of this was starting to occur, family, was the same exact time that reparations movement, the reparations generation started to take off. Yep. So around the same time that we started really getting it popping in these streets when it came to reparations is the same exact time this woman gets this award from Barack Obama, because two tethers of a feather don't flock together. I want you to think about every Tether family, and then I want you to think about how they're all in one giant cahoots to work with one another. I'm talking about the damn Uber driver all the way down to Kamala Harris or Barack Obama. She was put in a position, and I'm going to show you, fam. I'm talking about she has positions with the UN. She has positions with the African Union. And do you guys know that she authored, check this out, it blew my mind when I seen it, fam. I told y'all, #1 activist. I'm going to take this to a whole nother maximum. Do you guys know that she authored a law in the state of Georgia to help immigrants? Yes, African immigrants. Now, I want you to rewind time to a year ago. A year ago when we were out here highlighting all of these Africans that were being dropped off in Atlanta. And did you guys all see the poll that just came out? It really wasn't a poll. It was some statistics that say Atlanta is no longer the black Mecca. And it talk about how so many migrants are there. A lot of those migrants are Africans and Haitians and Jamaicans. Well, guess what, y'all? This woman authored the bill that ended up getting pushed through all by Democrats to allow these people to come in. I got receipts on you, Miss Tua. Matter of fact, there go the goddamn bill right there. Oh, don't think I ain't got the receipts, family. I got them for days. Yeah, they're going to be in the maze. Check this out. You want to see another
drop them receipts on.
Guess what term she goes under? Mrs. H.E. Dr. Queen Blessings Atua is an Isan Indo-State born Nigerian African American queen. Damn. Did they throw in the term African American, y'all? She earned her biochemistry degree from the University of
Queen too, huh? And they were
Nigeria. I be damned.
These
are people that we didn't even know
they
about
always did.
2 months ago, 3 months ago. A lot of people just finding out as I speak who this individual is. But this individual knows who you are. This individual knows about your money. This individual knows about them reparations that is belonging to your family. I bet you that goddamn much. So it's always that case, ain't it, family? Isn't it always?
Who was doing the trade? Yeah, they didn't say shit about that.
They don't want us to know about them. Yeah, I want y'all to notice how they highlighted African American. This woman is a Nigerian, straight up Nigerian, all the way across. Well, she got the Nigerian forehead. You know she's a Nigerian. But yet she's being pushed off as a reparations international advocate, a multi-continental advocate of reparations. Not an advocate. Excuse me. Yeah. Rewind. Black Alpha, take it back. No. Like she's a chairwoman of international reparations. She's a chairwoman of multi-continental reparations. And she's also a Nigerian-born African American. You can't make it up, y'all. You can't make it up. But what we can do, we can put receipts on the table. Family, check this out. Let's go there about the African Union. I'm going to bring all that back. I'm going to throw in Barack Obama. We're going to bring up Kamala Harris. All of these faces, y'all.
That's why when Barack, everybody went to go vote for Barack. I didn't vote still. I still didn't vote. I knew it was something. Like I never believed in these people. I never put my trust in the government ever in my life.
How the Freedmen Trust forced the...
Learn when to shut the fuck up sometimes. So Black American reparations never had anything to do with immigration status or what year Black people came here. That's all made up. The United States gave reparations to Black Americans already through Sherman's Field Order number 15 in exchange for our participation in the Civil War. Then they took it back. Not because of Native Americans or us being Native Americans, not because of Asians, not because of Black people that came and snuck over here after the slavery was over. Actually, they were helping the Confederates in the South. The Union Army that we helped actually betrayed Black Americans after we helped them win the war and become the United States. Before the United States even existed, Black Americans were part of 3 separate colonies under 3 separate countries, the British, the French, and the Spanish. Black Americans became U.S. citizens and thus became Black Americans as you know us today through expansion geopolitically and through war. It wasn't one singular event that created Black Americans. There was the 1803 Louisiana Purchase, the 1819 Adams-Onis Treaty, the 1836 Republic of...
We're not fighting for nobody else no more. We're fighting for us.
Texas, the 1845 Texas annexation, the 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe and Hidalgo. This is why the law that actually made Black American citizens of the United States based on the 14th Amendment, the Naturalization Act of 1870, referred to us as Africans and persons of African descent, specifically continental Africans and persons of African descent. That is the definition of Black American by law that we helped create as members of the Union Army and people that fought in the Civil War. You see, back in 1865, there was a Union Army general named William T. Sherman. He issued Special Field Order number 15, granting 400,000 acres in Charleston, South Carolina, and allotments of 40 acres, which is where Kendrick Lamar gets the phrase 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. The 40 acres was actually 400,000 acres in Charleston, South Carolina, where 40% of Black Americans trace their lineage to this day. It's one of the biggest slave ports during that time. So it's strategic. It's very specific why that will be the place that we would be granted reparations. It was land. It was always about land and assets. The Freedmen's Bank is associated with that history. The establishment of HBCUs is associated with that same history. Black Americans' assimilation into U.S. citizenship, participation in voting and government. We elected over 2,000 elected officials during the 1870s, shortly after we became citizens. We participated in government. We elected over 6 congressmen. 2 of them came from New Orleans. Black American identity was very much a geopolitical act, an amalgamation of Black people who experienced different forms of slavery under different colonial powers and came from different African countries. Black families settled that land in Charleston, South Carolina. It wasn't a rumor. It wasn't a wish. It wasn't an idea that Black Americans had. It already happened. It was documented. And it's rightfully the possession of Black Americans who are associated with the history of fighting the Civil War on the behalf of the white people that won and created the United States. We were part of the creation of the Union. Black people were. More stories about that next. After Abraham Lincoln lost his life, Andrew Johnson, his former vice president, took over, ordered Black families off the land, gave it back to the Confederates, put the Confederates back in power over the Black people that helped the Union Army defeat the Confederates, which created the United States that we currently live in. So we were double crossed by the white people that we served, not by fellow Black people from other countries, speaking other languages, or immigrating after slavery. That is a made up and false claim. Also, reparations discussions, if y'all look at the minutes from the American.
No, they just used them to, kind of keep us low in numbers.
In Congress and in the White House archives and leadership, there was never any discussion about Black people being indigenous to the land. That never had anything to do with the reparations discussion. The reparations discussion to this day is about revisiting that historical event of Black American participation in the Civil War and codifying the things given from Field Order Number 15 into law so that it can't be taken by another president.
Michael B. Jordan gonna be there?
If y'all actually read any of the bills that are currently out for reparations, they have nothing to do with immigration, with Black people from other countries. It is a distinct and historical event. There are receipts. There's a timeline. The waters are not muddied by any other groups of people, even if we share ancestry with them. So no, immigrants have nothing to do with Black American reparations. They did not take it. They're not the reason why white people won't give it to us. They have nothing to do with us in Black American reparations. Even though they have their own reparations claim that they are also entitled to, their reparations is a different form of reparations that has nothing to do with our 400,000 acres, our land allotments, or even the money that we end up getting to build HBCUs and the Freedmen's Bank. These are historical events. They are documented. We can revisit them. Those things can be granted. Those things can be granted again through legislation. And there's zero confusion about who the Black people were that fought in the Civil War, or who they were related to, or what Black people happened to be in the areas that those Black Union Army men represented, right? There's no confusion about Black people because this is a unique and historical event. We don't need a foundational Black American term. We don't need a Sulani term. Those terms were never created during any of this history. They were never part of any of this history. These are people trying to reinsert themselves into a history that has nothing to do with them. And I don't mean Black people. I mean the specific Black people on social media who do not read history, who do not educate themselves about Black culture and Black history, but try to educate other people about a history they know nothing about. Just being Black is not enough. You got to open a book. Sorry. Also, Black people were never on this land before Christopher Columbus.
People don't be understanding. Some of them books be lying too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Baby, whether you feel like your ancestors came over here through the Atlantic slave trade or they migrated here on their own accord, let me tell you, it is time for us to tap into our business. Africans is working with American leadership to tap into the Black reparations. Yeah, the money that belongs to us, everything that belongs to us, they are saying how they were affected 400 plus years later, and now you're saying that you're the fuck affected by the Atlantic slave trade because you came over here, you got your ass whipped, you got beat, you got mentally destroyed, emotionally destroyed. You got all of that. So now you think that you're owed something, bitch. You're owed nothing. But what you do owe is an apology to Black Americans. See, you know, I ignored the Essence Festival thing. Not my monkey, not my circus. But now that I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. They're trying to destiny swap. They're coming over here.
Exactly.
They're taking off their attire. They're adapting to our attire. They're using our slang. They're eating our food. We have no culture, they say, but yet when they come here, they are no longer looking like an African on American soil. They're very much looking like an American. But yet we have no culture. So what are you doing? What are you eating? What are you wearing? What are you listening to? What the fuck are you engaging in? If we have no culture, you're engaging in Black culture because you're damn sure not engaging in white culture. You're damn sure not doing.
They do not dress like they, dress over there,
that. So if you think that something is owed to you, baby, the way that we need to throw the fuck hands, and and the only reason I say throw the fuck hands because how dare you? How dare you? Nah, throw the fuck hands. Like I really feel like it needs to be some hands thrown, and I really feel like we need to handle them and let them know, take your ass back the fuck home. It ain't shit over here belong to you, baby. Whether you feel like your ancestors.
Is it just me, or am I kind of shocked at how Ghana is trying to take the forefront and speak on reparations? The reason why, you benefit from it. You sold people. You were complicit. You had tariffs. You built a system, and you kidnapped citizens of the African continent and put them inside the slavery system. So how could you be the first out the gate to talk about the crimes against humanity when you were involved in it? Let's also not forget that you owe reparations to Black.
They doing the same thing that they did over here. They was involved in owning slaves and all the stuff, and then when the slavery ended, they got reparations, and they was the slave owners.
Black Americans too.
So I think they.
So why are you acting like your hands are clean, and why are you even bringing this issue up first? It's kind of shocking to me. But the one positive thing I can say for this to all the Black Americans out there, anybody denying the reparations movement or the energy surrounded, that it will happen in real time, pay attention. You ain't got to say too much. Watch the reactions of others and how they're responding to something that you made hot. That's all I got to say. But yeah, this article was very eye-opening to me. Is it just me, or am I?
So I had to come back and do a part 2 of the USADF, or the United States African Development Foundation, which is business funds only for African businesses. And I can say that because the fund specifically says that the business has to be 100% African owned and 100% African managed, not African American, African. All right. These people have had this fund since 1980, and they have been dumping hundreds of millions of dollars inside of it. Okay. I wanted to see how much money these people have received recently, and I came across the GAO, which is the Government Accountability Office, and they said between the years of 2019 and 2023, our government has used our taxpayers' dollars to give African businesses and startups $141 million. And this was spread out over around 1,050 businesses. So if you break that down, that means each one of those businesses roughly received between $134,000 and $135,000 for their business. But this is the people that gaslight Black Americans. They tell us that they work so hard and we're lazy. They tell us that they're successful and we're lazy. They tell us that they're so educated. Why can't we do it? We can't do it because they're pulling our money away and giving it to y'all. $141 million. Black Americans, when we want to go get a business loan from the SBA, which many Black people are denied, right?
Hit that like button.
Typically, that SBA loan is about $10,000, which is nothing to run a business. $10,000 plus, you're going to have to pay interest on that money. This money that they're getting within this fund, they don't pay interest. They don't pay tax. They don't even have to pay it back. Free. They get it free.
We still don't want to be Africans.
We have to set up GoFundMes and beg family and friends to support our businesses. But these people are getting the machine of our money behind them. So this is the difference between our success and theirs. We need to tap into that money. We need to stop that money flow. I told you once before, you guys hate Trump, but Trump is the president that tried to stop that money from going over there. Because he said we have a people right in this country that's at a deficit. That is why he told them if they're going to continue to receive that money, they're going to have to come up off those resources, and they're going to have to make trade and business agreements with the United States. If not, we're taking the money. And when he did that, you guys called him racist. When you did that, Congress, Democrats and Republicans, they stopped him from stopping the money. Just over the last 2 years, they've received $45 million.
Damn.
So you add that on top the 141 that they've gotten since 2019. So yep. Keep gaslighting back Black Americans. We're going to keep finding this stuff out. And we're going to, I ain't even going to say all that. We're going to find this out, and this stuff is going to come to an end. If we want a real leveled playing field, we're going to make it happen for real. So you guys have been tugging at the hornet's nest. You've been tugging. Now we done got upset, and now we out here to sting y'all up. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Like, share, and comment. All right.
Okay. Another Trump move is in full effect. Okay. So y'all remember, you know, the UN, the African Union is basically, along with the damn Democrats, has basically made us their 6th district to collect our reparations to build Africa. And I mean, clearly, they sat up there talking about it's time for Africans to come home and build Africa. Bitch, we ain't Africans and we ain't going over there to do the goddamn thing. Okay? Now,
my bad. Hold on, man. Let me rewind that. You have me dying laughing on some real shit.
Along with the damn Democrats,
what y'all
has basically made us their 6th district to collect our reparations to build Africa. And I mean, clearly, they sat up there talking about it's time for Africans to come home and build Africa. Bitch, we ain't Africans and we ain't going over there to do a goddamn thing. Okay? Now, Trump was like, this is DEI. Okay? How y'all gonna get some reparations for some race-based shit? We don't owe y'all reparations, and America don't owe Africa no damn reparations. So I don't understand why Democrats keep trying to take our goddamn money and put it in Africa. So I'm just. But anyway,
angry.
They won't be getting our goddamn shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are Americans. We are not Africans. Okay. So I understand they trying to do something nice, but anything that's going to the African Union will not translate back to Black America because we are not Africans, we are Black Americans. Y'all need to get that shit through y'all head. And these goddamn Democrats, we need to make sure they don't get back in office because I'm telling y'all, they gonna get right back in all of those organizations that he just withdrew from.
Because they the ones who was in office. So yeah, they gonna look out, they gonna make laws and pass, they gonna do shit for their people. That's why they don't let us in there. They know what the hell they doing. You know, but for right now, while they not in office, we safe. The Africans can't take our reparations. You know what I mean? But we ain't gonna always be safe. Because once the Democrats get back in power, I'm telling y'all, they come in full force with the same bullshit. You know, so be aware. But I wanted to let y'all know that, you know what I mean? And it's just so funny. Like, the fact that Africans are even trying to get reparations from America is just diabolical. Like, bitch, y'all sold whatever little bit of Africans that y'all got over here. You know what I mean? So whoever got African lineage over here, we need to be suing these Western countries in Africa.
You know what I mean? These Western states and everything. So I'm just like, the audacity for the African Union to even try some shit like that. I mean, man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling y'all, them African leaders are terrible. And this is why Africa is going through what it's going through right now. Because of these fake ass leaders. But anyway, peace and blessings, y'all. Okay.
Fake ass leaders, exactly.
Lately, though, I've seen a lot of people say that African nations owe African Americans some reparation. They say that the land, the citizenship, and wealth should automatically be a birthright for anyone with the African blood. And they say reparation for colonial nations first and repatriation to Africa second. So let's talk about it honestly. First, colonial nations absolutely owe reparation. That wealth was built on stolen land and on stolen lives. Okay? But listen, guys, when it comes to African countries, the conversation gets a little bit more complicated because many people feel like African government only see the diaspora as a dollar sign. But here is what often gets forgotten. That experience is not exclusive to African Americans alone. When Africans leave the continent to go to Europe, Canada, America, they face the same thing. But we don't really talk about that. My parents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, they all went through the same exact issue. They all have stories of being treated like outsiders in places they moved to.
They wasn't slaves though. They didn't get beat. They wasn't hung. What are you talking about? It's not. It's why they always try to compare that little racist struggle to the struggle that slaves went through here in America. It's like there's no comparison. Oh, they went through that too, so they deserve something. How many of them died? How many of them was hung? How many of them worked for free? Was they slaves? Oh no, they weren't. Shut up, then. What are you talking
Higher
about?
fees, harder systems, no special treatment. Yeah, because that's the reality of migration everywhere. So the key point is this isn't about Africans rejecting the diaspora. It's all about system built on survival. Most African countries are still recovering from colonization. They are still recovering from corruption and economic pressure. So yes, the African government welcome your money, but that's not personal. It's a struggle mindset. It's not a rejection mindset. If we really want reconnection, it can start with entitlement. It has to start with the relationship. Now, let's talk about that.
Just doing an
How do
Ashmere
we build
commercial.
the relationship? How do we bridge the gap between people of the African diaspora? That's the question.
It's not none of that.
Culture, community, understanding. Okay? Because Africa isn't a vacant inheritance waiting to be claimed. It's home to living people who are also still healing, people who still need to reconnect. So I think that reparations should come from the colonial nation that caused the damage. And reconnection should happen through respect, not resentment. And repatriation should be about building, not being old. You know why? Because healing the Black world won't happen through blames, it will happen through unity. We are tired of experiencing so many cases of prejudice.
It's yeah, man. You get unity. After you get to talking about them reparations, bro, they unity become the thing, huh? It's like, yeah, unity. We got to unify. It's got to be unity among Black people. Well, okay. Can y'all stop being racist towards us? Like, has that even stopped? That's still a thing. That's what y'all do. Like, y'all racist towards us, but you want some unity. It's like we gotta bow down. Like we gotta bow down to some shit y'all doing. It's like, the more I dive into this stuff, I'm gonna tell you, when I be saying stuff, they just make me feel ignorant, like they don't know what the hell they doing. Like we gotta tell them what they doing. and then they like, oh, you know, handing the cookie jar call, going, like they surprised, and it's like, how you
$1 million that's been authorized to be paid to Africa should have been paid to the U.S.
Let me tell y'all. Now, do y'all get it? Do y'all get the jig? Come on, y'all, man. Come on now. Let's think. Now, if the descendants of the Africans are here in the USA, like they claim, why wouldn't they just give us the money directly? Y'all got our bank information. Y'all got our social security number, our address. Why not give us the money? Y'all think we stupid? And then, oh boy, gonna come on the TV and tell me, oh, y'all, come home. Come home, but that ain't our home. Because sound like y'all ain't on the lie to me. Y'all gonna say, oh, that the reason why the Africans getting the money is because our forefathers are there. Them people long gone dead. Let's start there. Even if that was the case, I thought the money ought to be paid to the descendants. The descendants are here as y'all claim, so why we ain't getting the money? But the reason why he got up there and said, oh, y'all could come home, let it come home. Yeah, because y'all done got the money now. Y'all trying to trick us? We not stupid. Y'all think we dumb? Y'all come home. Y'all come, who? That ain't my home. I'm not from Africa. Y'all don't think we know y'all in on the lie? Y'all really don't think we know y'all in on the lie? It's gonna cost us money to get there. When we get there, there's no guarantee in housing, no nothing.
You know, Trump's side.
So we supposed to be out there stranded with hopes that the leaders would give us a paycheck to live there? Y'all dumb. It costs thousands of dollars to go. Who gonna pay for that? Y'all can fall for that trick and try to go back over there if y'all won't. They gave Africa $55 billion? Come on, y'all. Is this camera on me? Use your common sense.
Yeah, 55 billion, and they people still, well, we can go over there and get a hut or something. I don't know. Go over there and get a nice little hut.
The reparations are for the descendants. Why they didn't just give it directly to us instead of Africa? Y'all think at this point we don't know that y'all was in on a lie?
Still have, bro.
And then look, he gonna try to come fool us and make us think that they got a security. We come over there. Y'all come on. They giving us $55 billion. Y'all come on home. Yeah, right. Y'all gonna go over there and be stranded like some big dummies. That ain't y'all home. Don't y'all fall for it. Don't you fall for it. I'm not fooled.
$1 million that's been up.
Yeah. We ain't going nowhere.
The atrocities started even before the children of Africa were taken out of the continent. So we need to tie it in so we have a complete picture.
Okay, we're Akatas. Okay, normally we're Akatas. Now we're the children of Africa now. See, this is why I don't like fake shit. Because we're the children of Africa. How come y'all don't invite us over and give us no damn land? This is them trying to ride on our reparations wave. No, see, before they got the children of Africa, they decimated Africa too. So we need to tie it all in. No, we don't. No, because y'all were over there selling niggas. Now that we are making strides and we're on code with each other, big time. Now we all in this together, nigga. Let's tie it together.
65 billion.
No. Y'all had a chance to do that a long time ago. Hell no. Some of y'all we still cool, but when it comes to us and our reparations claims and all that, no. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that at all. Because they understand if we can get it from this government here, we're gonna start hitting up them governments over there for selling some of us, some of y'all. And some of y'all need to cut them damn checks too. When we get through with these white supremacists, we're gonna be looking at you for some of that little paper. Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the problem right here.
My ancestors come from the Caribbean, and there were slaves in the Caribbean, and we didn't qualify for the American reparations. Well, here's the challenge: there are so many difficulties with trying to enact reparations, in part because the question is who gets them. Potentially, I could fall into that category. I honestly have called a pipe dream in the past, and I think that's what it is.
Well, it would be nice if there was an elegant, simple solution to all sorts of complicated problems. You're not actually talking about how to fix those problems if you're only talking about reparations. reparations, if we're only debating how we're going to parcel out responsibility for something that happened more than a century ago. And we're probably never going to do this. It's not clear to me why we're pursuing this thing.
Is it fair?
He Jamaican though, huh?
There's no reparations, no restitution, nothing.
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish need not apply signs when they came here during the Progressive era. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game.
Well, here's a fact.
I ain't never liked anybody that talk like them. If you sound like them and you don't sound more like me, I don't like you half the time. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not trust. If you on here and you sound like them and you don't sound like close to this, you ain't one of us. That's the way I feel. I ain't gonna lie, and I don't have a problem with, people speaking like that, but I don't know. I just don't like the news people. I don't like the way they talk. They always lying. They just sound like some pathological
Slavery ended
liars.
154 years ago. It's been a long, long time since we had slavery in this country. And you have people like my family. I'm black, but my family came to the United States in 1962.
Look how he trying to sound. They took him out of where we from or wherever he from, and they taught him to sound and speak like them. Now he sounds like them. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I never like that.
Do I get a check?
I did a couple of essay contests that I actually won. And I won like NAACP AXO award for this essay and something else. I can't remember another, like I ended up winning money. And the essay was, do you think black people should get reparations? And I was like, no, you didn't work for it.
Why are you?
See? Bro, they don't look. You can tell though. I'm gonna say it again. They don't sound. They say, look, it's wild because they'll tell. Like I hear them say in these videos, like, we trying to be close or with the white people, and it's like, that don't make no sense. Cause like when you think of white people, they be trying to sound like this. A lot of them don't want to even sound like that. A lot of people be trying to sound like this, while at the same time saying it's not. It don't sound right, but this is what they try to sound like. Like, I don't know, they trying to straight switch us up, bro. They trying to take what we are, make it theirs, and make us into them. And then from them just eating over there all the time, sometimes we'll want to go over there and eat at their table, and it's like, nah, I'm cool.
So against reparations.
I like to say,
Valerie, it's a matter of a waste of time. We've got so much
Panamanian.
And yet you have people who invest so much energy and attention on what I consider to be a dead-end idea, a dead-end movement.
If we were to pay reparations today, we would only divide the country further. We would insult many black Americans by putting a price on the suffering of their...
A couple things is, all right, how many people in the United States today are actually descendants of slave owners? Forget descendants of slaves. Let's hold that to the side. Descendants of slave owners. You've had massive immigration into the United States over the last 150 years. So now you're going to say that people who immigrated to the United States, who are not descendants of slave owners, were not descendants of that trade, now they're going to be responsible for paying that out going forward. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
Do you see that? He said it exactly right there. These are the reasons why I'm like, for I'm no.
Do you see that? And there's so many more clips. I mean, we would be here literally for hours just talking about all of the tethers who will get up there. And I want you to keep in mind the importance of all of the clips we played. We've played clips of people in dominant society asking them about reparations. They're not just giving their opinion. Okay, this is the method that the white supremacists have been using to kick the reparations movement down the road. And to stall. They'll be all like, okay, well, it seems as if there's a movement for reparations, so we're going to ask this black person, the black person over here, Candace Owens, we're going to ask this black person, and they'll do that, and they'll ask a tether knowing that the tether, like Professor Small says, is working and is in compliance with whatever the dominant society wants them to say. So they'll come up there and be all like, hey, as a black person, do you think that the Negroes deserve reparations for slavery?
When they come and they have no place to stay and they're looking for a job. You understand? So if the whites give them that support, then naturally they're going to advise themselves with the whites. And then the African Americans saying, oh, you ally yourself with my racist enemy and you are against me. That's a big part of what's going on. That's not true across the board because many of the brothers and sisters who are Muslim have been able to blend very well with the African Americans who are Muslims. But the African Americans and many of the brothers and sisters on the continent who's from the Christian community have not been able to blend very well. And that's the majority community. And so this fight between the whites and us, our people are caught in the middle of that fight. You understand? And we're saying our people are siding with the enemy. They're not siding with the enemy. They don't even know what the hell is going on. They don't even know we got to fight. And so it's our job to tell the history, tell the story, have the political discussions on forums like this so people get a better understanding of what the conflict is. So you got people who thinking, the ones in America thinking, our brothers from home don't want us, they hate us, they betrayed us. But look, they only go with the white people, they don't come with us. And then the one from the continent says, oh, our brothers in America, they treat us terribly. They don't offer us a hospitality hand to come, and help when we're in crisis, but the whites and the white organization do. And so that's where you see this thing coming.
Okay, first off, no. Absolutely not. We have been the only people that has helped them. We have.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. Like, this is why they like us to talk like them because they use the term like you talk so well and different things of that nature, and then the ones that train to talk like them is the ones they put in front of us to talk to us. They look like us, but they don't sound like us. And you can tell by the way they even talking, they're not us. That's why I don't know why we even be believing some of these people they just be putting in front of us. We'll just accept them just because they got the skin color. You feel me? The inside ain't even us, bro. Like I told you, see, it's a difference when it's on you and it's not in you. You feel me? And like you can tell that shit is on them. It's not in them. It can't.
People
it's not.
Who really ended apartheid in South Africa and fought for their rights here and over there and ended global conflict. And we have been their vanguard because in America, they understand and they recognize and know that if something happened to them, that we would stand up for them in the States. So we've been protecting them just off rip. All right. And another thing, most importantly, right? This is not just, well, they don't know we have a fight and they're standing back and they're being spectators to a greater issue. It would be one thing if they were just out of the way. If we didn't see them, we didn't hear them. We're not complaining because we need their support, because we don't. Truth be told, okay? We've always gotten things done by ourselves, and that's just how it is. And we've accepted that. The problem is that you guys are coming over here and you're getting in the way. That's the problem. The problem is that you guys are coming over here and you're undermining us. The problem is that you're coming over here and you're being used as a mascot, okay? As a foot soldier for white supremacy. You're blocking progress. That's the problem. The problem is not the fact that we need you guys to support. We need you guys to march with us. We need you guys to rally with us. Oh, no, we got that. We good. We got that. The problem is that when we sit up there and say reparations, y'all will sit up there and say we don't deserve reparations. This is the problem. This is the problem right here.
My ancestors come from the Caribbean.
I just was watching, her name is VA Paper Chaser or VA Paper Chase. She broke it down amazing. So this is for my FBA people who say we ain't gonna never get reparations and want to be a pan-Africanist and do all of this. She showed that in 08, 09 through 17, when Obama was in office, he said he didn't want to focus on reparations in the United States. He wanted to focus on reparations worldwide of what has been done to all Africans in the world. Obama did that. Then they said Biden came through and said that that's why Africa tried to put us on as the 6th region.
Wow.
That was some shit Biden set up. So the reparations
It was all working
together.
That's
out
why.
to the African countries and the Africans. These are your Democrats.
They all
These
been
are your
working
Kamala
together.
Harris. This your Obama. This your Biden. These motherfuckers since
I'm telling you, I'll be telling people, like, it's like getting busted for a case and going inside the courtroom, and then they giving you a public pretender, a public defender, in order to look over your case, even if you go and hire a lawyer. When the court is over and they go to lunch, they all go to lunch together. They all went to school with each other. They all know each other. You feel me? They all usually be from the same fraternity. They all working together. You got 3 people in the courtroom. One working with you to decide your case. One working against you, to fight your case. One working against you to try to get you locked up. And then you got the judge who's looking over both of them doing that thing. But they're friends. They know each other. They eat in the same lunchroom. They sit and they are friends. So it's like, this the same with them. This is what they do with us too. Like all this shit, bro, the patterns is the same.
2009 have been fighting against reparations for FBA and making sure all of our reparations go to Africa, to all of this. And she said this is why she appreciate Professor Trump, because he taking us out the UN, he taking us out of all of that shit that said that Biden and Obama and Camilla and all of them punk ass Democrats set up for all of our black money to go to Africans and other black folks in other countries. Y'all, I know y'all want to be mad at Trump, and that's fine. But the people that you bigging up, the Camillas, the Obamas, the Bidens, you see what the fuck they did? You see how the fuck they played us? For those of you who say we will never get reparations.
I said, when Kamala was even in, I didn't vote, but I already knew when I seen her and some of the stuff she was just saying, I just said, that's why I don't pay attention to them people, because they be fucking lying. Especially when it comes to us. If you ain't learned that today, as an FBA or a black person here in America, they not for us. None of them. They never have been. So why do we always believe that they're going to be for us? Everybody come together, vote for this person because they going to be for us. No, they not. They never going to be for us. Never. No, not no time soon. Look how we made it this far. But not no time soon, bro. We need to be like, I'm telling you, one day we all gonna wake up and we gonna be like, fuck them and they votes.
And that shit, we need to stop begging for handouts. Why they giving our handouts to other countries? Wouldn't you have appreciated $5,000 a month in food stamps like they gave them Latinos in Chicago and all them other sanctuary cities? Wouldn't you like free housing? Wouldn't you like to have new shit and not have to pay for nothing? No electric, no gas, no nothing, no taxes, no nothing. No, because I would love that. But all of you people that's standing on Democrats, go look into what the Democrats did when it comes to reparations. That's all I need y'all to do. Go look and see what the Democrats did from 2009 to now when it comes to reparations for Black American people. Then come talk to me. Other than that, y'all can kiss my ass. Fuck all the Democrats. Fuck any black person that's not FBA that's in this government fighting for anybody outside of this government. If you ain't fighting for the United States only, we need to vote all these motherfuckers out and get them out of our shit.
Exactly, because they're not fighting for us.
Please excuse my voice. I have a head cold, but I just wanted to make this post and get this
interested in the African Union's global reparations claim.
Information out here. So if you're not aware, the African Union, they have this global reparations initiative. So basically, they want to include Black Americans in their reparations claim.
He said 3 friends and a stranger. No, the only reason I know, right? Because when I caught my case in '92, and my public defender came to me and he said, "Man, you got to take a plea deal." You feel me? And I'm like, "A plea deal?" He like, "Yeah, your family. I talked to your family. They said, you need to plead guilty for this 12 years, and and do the time and just go on and get out. And that's it. You made a mistake." And I'm like, going, "Dang, my folks said that." So I said, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna take it. We go to court, and he talking to the prosecutor, right? after, you know, he talked to the prosecutor, bam, they go through like, you know, the little thing, you know, did nobody make you take this and all that? And it's like, as soon as it's done, my public defender look at the prosecutor after I get, well, they just gave me 9 years. They didn't give me the 12. Luckily, they just gave me the 9. Which still though, they fucked me. But he looked at the prosecutor and said, "Okay, what we eating for lunch?" I'm like, "Bitch, what? Wait, how you?" But then, yeah, I was like, "What the hell?"
Now, last year it was like a year of reparations, but
that was in 92.
They've expanded it to a decade-long reparations initiative. I'm not going to read all this, but you can pause and I'll put up the rest of the tweets. Okay, so in July 2025, African leaders endorsed a 10-year commitment. 2026 to 2036 will be the African Union decade of reparations. And they've made the United States their 6th region, and they're actually meeting with UN representatives. So they're saying this is not only an AU agenda, it is a people's agenda. Okay, so in January, the Trump administration, they did withdraw the United States from 66 international organizations and UN entities, including several with significant operations in Africa to align with America First policies and reduce funding. So that is a good thing, but I feel like we need to double down on it as Black Americans. We need to write to the UN and advise them that as a Black American whose ancestors were enslaved in the United States, that we're not interested in the global reparations initiative that the African Union is proposing. Okay, here's more on the USN, but let me get the screenshot with their full address. Okay, so here's their address right here. United States missions to the United Nations, 799 United Nations Plaza, New York, 10017. Here's their X account. I don't know if you can send DMs via X. And here's their Instagram, so you can DM on Instagram. But I feel like a letter would be more official. Okay, here's just some more information. Africa's reparations call now a unified demand, President Mahama. And that's the Ghanaian president. He's the one who spearheaded it. Okay, you can just pause to read this. Okay, here's more. And here's more. You can pause to read this. Yeah,
they gonna, you know, they get that money, man. You know, a couple of y'all gonna fly. A couple people gonna fly over there and watch.
Good morning.
Oh, dang, that's part 5.
With this Atua chick, all right? She's placed in every area, and she's super plugged in with the Democrats. Remember, she got the Lifetime Achievement Award from Barack Obama. And Barack Obama placed her in that position. Fam, she was placed in this position by Barack Obama so she could institute these type of things. But is Georgia in the building tonight? I don't know if Georgia's in the building tonight, okay? But I know I'm from Georgia, and Georgia's in the building. Matter of fact, I got on my Atlanta Falcons jersey, okay? So Georgia's in the building. Please stand up, because I got to talk to my brothers and sisters in Georgia, because it gets way deep with this individual, family. Not only is she running around here getting this praise for being an African American. Remember, y'all, I showed you the clip earlier. They reference her as an African American. That's how she's referenced. That's why we're getting rid of that term. You guys see this right here? Look at this. H.E. Dr. Queen Blessings Atua. Her Excellency, Dr. Queen Blessings Atua, an award-winning recipient of President Barack Obama's Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Service, is an outstanding Georgia citizen? Excuse me? She's Nigerian. So, family, they've already placed her in my state of Georgia. They placed her in Atlanta,
yeah. This shit is crazy.
Black Mecca. They've already called her an African American. And remember what we highlighted. African American, we need to get rid of that term completely, because other people are going to come in and they're going to use that term for their own beings. Shout out to Atlanta. I see you. Shout out Southwest Atlanta.
They don't want the disconnect.
They're going to use African American once we get rid of it, so everybody else can come and take the claim for it. Okay? They're using that for her. They say she's an outstanding Georgia citizen, goodwill ambassador to the United Nations representative. She is a resilient, tenacious, vibrant personality, public health practitioner, author, and a motivator. Damn, they really loving her, right? Okay, now we're about to get even deeper. I keep saying we're going to get deeper and deeper, fam. I told y'all. If that ain't enough, man, what they say, but wait, there's more. Trust me, there's more, and I'm about to show you guys.
Wait, but there's more. It's like, don't give me the influence to influence your vote, because I've been cursed out a couple of times when I tell people I don't vote. They be like, see, it's people like you. Like, nah, bitch, it's people like you that believe that shit works.
This goes way down the line, y'all. Absolutely down the line. We're going to go to this woman's. Watch this, fam. Dr. Queen Blessing is the author of Georgia Senate Resolution 381. The title, State Department of Economic Development. cooperate with Queen Blessings Atua, Global Empowerment Movement. Jim, that is her organization, right? The resolution 381 requests the title, State Department of Economic Development, cooperate with Queen Blessings Vision for Global Empowerment Movement, USA, in collaborations with the Blessings of African Empowerment Foundation for Africa, in parentheses, the motherland and the diaspora. That means that's for us, everybody. Remember, we're classified as the diaspora. That is what we are classified as. Our classifications on the global scale, based on the UN and based on all of these fraudulent criminal Democrats, is to make us all fall under the umbrella of the diaspora. So anytime you start to hear this seen or recognized politically, they are referring to us. One more time. They are in collaboration. They say the USA is in collaboration with Blessings of Africa Empowerment Foundation for Africa, in parentheses right here, the motherland and the diaspora, economic and community development. Excuse me? Economic and Community Development in Georgia. She's from Nigeria. I'm sorry, that's way different. Sponsored by Senator James of the 35th. Check this out. Y'all ready for this one? This is where it gets even more crazy. The purpose: to support Queen Blessing's selfless efforts in addressing critical issues of African immigrants in the state of Georgia, as well as unity of Africans in the diaspora and bridging the gap. Family, they have went further than the 6th region. A lot of people have been talking about the 6th region, and that's good. Certified Black Society, Black Alpha Network, #1 activist.
Man, we not bridging no damn gap. You feel me? No, hey, for reals. And this is what they don't want. They don't want to bury it. They want us to claim it. You know, it's wild, bro. Like, you know, we had to be what they wanted us to be for a long time, and then you break away from that. You come up with, hey, we gonna use this name. It's like, yeah, I would. You know, I see why they hating. I mean. Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. You know, I wouldn't want the people to come together and think for themselves either. Like, especially like without a leader come together, or people without a leader that come together and think for themselves, and all of them just sharing information with each other, like understanding the shit that's going on. I wouldn't want that to happen either.
Good morning. So today I want to talk to you about 2 federal documents that most people don't usually put together. Please watch the whole video. This is such important information.
I don't know, we might.
So first we have House Resolution 1242, the 400 Years of African American History Commissions Act. I know, just hear me out. This act became law, federal law, in 2018. And what it does is simple. It officially anchors African American history to a 1619 arrival of Africans in Virginia. The U.S. built a whole commission, funded programs, partnered with museums and universities, all based on the idea that Black people in America began in 1619. So here's the issue with that. Millions of American indigenous people, American Indians, were already here, and for centuries they were reclassified by the government as Negro, colored, mulatto, and eventually African American. They were prisoners of war, not imported, not anything else, removed from tribal roles, renamed, and folded into the Black caste to erase their land rights and their political status. So when the government says 400 years of African American history, what they're really doing is locking in a narrative that blends African descended people with indigenous people who were never African to begin with.
In the first place.
So now we're going to fast forward to 2023, 2024 to House Resolution 414.
Never African in the first
This is
place.
a congressional resolution that says the United States has a moral and legal obligation to provide reparations for the enslavement of Africans and the lasting harm on Black people today. A moral and legal obligation. That's not casual language. That is the U.S. admitting, 1, we caused harm. 2, we benefited from that harm. And 3, we owe a debt. So here's where everything gets all tied together and a pretty little bow placed right on top. If the United States acknowledges reparations are owed to those labeled Black, and the United States also created the racial category that lumped indigenous people into that Black label, then the U.S. has also admitted a legal obligation to the indigenous nations that they erased, renamed, and reclassified. You can't say we owe you reparations to Black people and refuse to separate who was truly African and who was indigenous, but mislabeled through state violence and federal policy. These two documents, I'm sorry, my mind is, these two documents, one a law, one congressional admission, actually prove that the United States constructed the identity of African American. It proves that the United States clapped indigenous nations inside of it. It acknowledges long-term harm that to that mislabeled population, and now must address the distinct harm of reclassification itself. Reclassified indigenous people are not a footnote. They're not the missing chapter. They are the tribes who survived colonization, survived racial erasure, survived being told they were something that they're not, and survived being placed at the bottom of a caste system created by law. The U.S. just literally gave you a Merry Christmas and handed you all the receipts you need.
Exactly. And look, stolen identity. You feel me? Well, it wasn't stolen because we knew what our identity was, but they tried to wipe that shit out of history to where, you know, now if we talk about it, we'll have our own people saying that's a lie, and it's like how, no, it's not.
If you're commemorating 400 years of African American history, then you must also correct 400 years of forced indigenous identity deconstruction. If you're going to admit a moral and legal obligation for reparations, then you must also repair the legal, cultural, and land-based harm done to indigenous people who were folded into the Black category through paper genocide. Because we're done being erased. We're done being misnamed. And we won't allow federal storytelling to replace that birthright as the original people of this land. Now, I know what you're saying. You're sitting there saying, well, she's white. And you're right. But I'm speaking for people who are native to this land, the indigenous, aboriginal people
Eraser
of
politics.
The Americas. And my grandmother was one of them. So I may be of mixed indigenous heritage, but I still speak up for the people of this land because I believe in their rights. So if you want to learn more, keep watching.
Hey, let's talk about the truth. I know this may hurt some people, but hey, it is what it is. The truth. The reason why a lot of Black people feel disconnected with Africa is because we have no connection to Africa. Because once you really do the research and learn your history, we'll know that you guys were complicit in trading some of us over here for monetary gains. You looked at us as like we were nothing. We weren't even part of you. And now, years and years later, we became something in this great country. Now you guys want to associate with being Black. That's just why.
Hey, Kathy tried to throw that in though at the end though, because you know I might be one of those indigenous people because of my grandmother. I might, not that I am, but I get it.
This is why you have the disconnect from Blacks to Africans is saying like, no, we not y'all. You stay on this side. Don't come fool with us. We don't want to rock with you. It's because of the history. It was never addressed. You want us to put all the blame upon white people. Of course, they were implicit in it, of course, but are you mad at the drug dealer or are you mad at the cartel for having the supplies? Are you mad at the pusher or are you mad at the supplier? It comes to that type of point right there. That's where we at. And you guys never apologized or made a formal apology. So there's we don't connect with you. We're not you. We are not African. We're not anything.
This was weird, right? Like they trying to make it about some money and all these other things. And that's not, it's not even about that. We just need time to reflect on ourselves because y'all been fucking us over for a long time. Like, period. Like everybody have. We as Black people, we hold out our hands, we feed everybody, and everybody bite their hand as soon as they, take a bite of the cake. They don't even try to spoon it out your hand. They gonna take a bite of it. And they've been doing this for too long now. Too long. Fuck that.
Because in
this is crazy.
Good standings with the world, apology would have been already in.
Man, that music gonna mess up the video.
Why the hell should I pay my taxes to a country where something happened 300 years ago that was nothing to do with me? Nothing to do with my great-great-granddad or anyone in my past. Why should my kids have less money going forward and a poorer country because of something that we ended? Britain stopped slavery. Maybe the left should stop fantasising about reparations and start sorting out modern-day slavery that happens in Africa, in the Middle East, in South Asia. It's still happening. Let's stop that and free the people that are living and stop living in a past where we're ashamed of Britain.
Way deeper than the money.
It was a different time back then. Why the hell should I pay my...
Like, because you still living off that money right now. That's why you good right now. And that's why you never have to worry about nothing. Like,
who gets the reparations is determined by the harm.
Okay.
So there are 3 errors of harm that many activists include within the reparations movement. The first error of harm is the transatlantic slave trade and chattel slavery. So the who there would be descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States.
I agree with that. Foundational Black Americans, that's who we're descendant of, including the Black indigenous population that was put on those plantations. That's a story for another day, but I get the gist of what you're saying. I agree.
The second error of harm is Jim Crow. Jim Crow is a continuation, a vestige of chattel slavery, and also a slew of discriminatory practices that would include descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States and some Black immigrant groups.
Or endorse.
There it is, family. Family, we got to be careful with some of these folks who come out here and they're always going out their way to crowbar Black immigrants and immigrants in general into our reparations conversation. The moment we allow them to do that, reparations will be enough. The moment we allow them to crowbar other groups in there, it will be a nothing burger for foundational Black Americans, the people who it was meant for.
Who gets the reparations is determined by the harm.
President Donald Trump has signed a major executive order withdrawing the United States from a...
Oh, this one's gonna be too long. Yeah. I'm about to be out here. But it's wild because, like, some of y'all be going, man, I didn't even know this stuff. Nigga, I didn't know none of this shit. Half the shit that's going on, I told you, I've been under a psychedelic rock for 5 years straight. Going into the spirit world, in and out. Yeah, and now I'm back, and I'm going, wait, what, I missed all this? Missed all of it, man, what the fuck? But I see, bro. I see. Because, like, me being a good speaker, I will see why, they would need to keep us away from stuff like this. Like, it would make sense. Because, once you get to talking about stuff like this, a lot of people just, they ain't invited. And I it's fucked up because, but hey, y'all wasn't invited. It was a lot of things that went on that, dang, y'all wasn't invited to. That y'all never said nothing about. A lot of things that happened to us as Black people that we went through that a lot of people didn't say anything about. They didn't try to stop it. They didn't try to help make it not happen. They didn't speak out about it. You feel me? None of that. They didn't never do any of that. Like, when you really think about it. And then when you bring it up and be like, well, I got pulled over by the police. They set me on the curb, bro. They down there, they searching my nuts and everything. And they, well, what did you do? Well, did you do something wrong? Like, no. They said I had a tail light out. It's like that's a fix-it ticket. It's a lot of things. A lot of people didn't go through that we went through. And when you, like I said, you bring it up, they make it seem like they try to downplay it. And it'd be like kind of weird because when people downplay our situations of shit that we went through, which our ancestors went through a lot worse at times, they just downplay it, and we got so used to them downplaying it that we took it as being normal. So we'll say it and then we'll like keep it pushing. Now it's like more like, no, bro, we fuck that. Y'all knew the shit was happening to us. Y'all know what's happening to us today. Y'all see what they doing to us today. And you fucking not saying nothing and doing nothing. You feel me? Like we've been knowing for years. That's the one thing we've been knowing forever is that we've been in it by ourselves. You know, we never really needed y'all. We never did. I hate to say it, we never needed anybody for anything. Anything. No matter what y'all did to keep us down, even when the ones that was keeping us down, you knew they was keeping us down, and the waters was so smooth for you. Your journey, they cleared the waters for you, moved all the trees out the way, knocked the waves out the way, so you can just sail across. And you watched us on the side, way over there in the background, and our boat damn near tipping over. You didn't stop to say nothing. You didn't stop to help. You didn't, bro. I'm telling you, y'all want to keep y'all shit. You feel me? Y'all want to have y'all cake and eat it too. Y'all just want to keep y'all shit, and the shit is not. It's not really nothing. It comes and it goes. But y'all want to keep y'all money. You feel me? Y'all want, because y'all used to that. Y'all used to that, and we used to the shit being rough. And it's crazy that we even have to. We've been saying this, screaming out this same shit, bro. Think about that shit, bro. For over 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, over 100 years. Really, to tell the truth. To tell the truth. And y'all, I don't think they're ever going to hear it. They're not never going to listen. They going to act like they don't see what's happening. Like, you can have the video and show them the video, and they still don't believe you. Like, look, nigga, it happened to me. I'm telling you, they robbed me. It's like, nah, I don't believe that happened. That don't look like you. You feel me? Like, this game been going on for so long. That's why I said, you know, even shining the light on it and showing it happening in real time, people still deny it. Like, we're showing it happening in real time. Like, sometimes I feel stupid because, like, a lot of this stuff, as I'm seeing, some of the stuff I am just learning. But at the same time, I feel stupid by even showing the shit, going, look at this shit. Look at this. Like, as these motherfuckers don't know what they doing. They know exactly what they doing. We've been calling them out for the longest. They know exactly, and that's why they keep doing the shit over and over again. Like, and every time we call them out, they make us feel like, you know, we don't know what the fuck we talking about. But I'm telling you, shit is changing now. I'm glad. You know, motherfuckers came up with the FBA, you know, and motherfuckers speaking out on shit. Like, I'm like, I don't care what nobody say. You know, shit. If you don't like it, just get out the boat. Stand to the side like you've been doing. You've been doing that anyway. Like, you've been going against your own people anyway for the longest. Like, you feel me? I was in that boat probably at one time, but I'm just saying, like, you've been going against your own people anyway. You don't want to see us win. You want to see yourself win. See, a lot of people want to win by themselves in order so they can say they better than you. See, I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I want us all to win. Because if we all win, we don't have to worry about me being better than you or you being better than me. We don't have to worry about that. So if we can get everybody to win, just think how good we'll be then. We won't have no problems. You feel me? But no, motherfuckers be wanting to win so they go, yeah, that's why I got money and you don't. These motherfuckers be wanting to win for all the wrong reasons. They not trying to win in order to help us all be better. People want to be great by themselves so they can turn to you and look at you like you ain't shit. You feel me? And y'all know I ain't lying. Because half the motherfuckers that we help get rich, soon as they get some money, what's the first thing they do? Well, I ain't tripping. I got money. You feel me? Y'all broke. And it's like, bitch, we helped you. We put that money in your pocket. We the ones who basically said you was good at what you do. We helped you do that. And I see rappers do it. I see a lot of actors do it. I see a lot of musicians do it. Like, we helped your ass get to where you at, and as soon as you get there, they do the same thing that we say the Africans do. As soon as they get up there, they start trying to shit on us. Now we broke. Now we this. It's like, motherfucker, I remember when you first started and you were sleeping on your homie couch. Like Pac said, Big, you was sleeping on the homie couch. As soon as you get some bread, now you better than everybody. Who couches? Who you better than everybody now. This fucking crazy. It's like we go to make money to get out of and get away from the people who we around right now. It's like this is what we do. And then when we do it, we like people still be following those people, and them people get to a point to where they don't give a fuck about us. Once they get up there, they get in a certain tax bracket. We don't matter to them no more. I hate to say it. We just don't. And I'm cool with that though, because I don't be liking their asses anyway. They don't. They want to win, so they can get next to the people that don't even like her. Yeah, with the money. Exactly. That's why when they get like we seen it, bro. We seen it. The people who they think that are the rich ones, from Lil Baby, the rappers that get next to them, to the real people that's like hella billionaire richer than them. Look how they treat them. They treat them like shit. Give them egg noggins and, you feel me, hugging them all close, doing hella weird shit with them and shit. They treat you like you ain't shit. So it's like, why get up there to like run away from the ones that we've been around all our lives? You feel me? Like it'd be kind of weird, because then you like we get out of the space, and then we go help make the richer. It's like we play that same game that the government is playing on us. Like that mentality, I'm telling you, if you start paying attention to the patterns of life, you'll see all the patterns, they all go the same. They got a different overlayment, like almost like Lego blocks, got different colors, but they still Lego blocks. They all the same. They still come together and build the same fucking shit. You feel me? But they're Lego blocks. But you got a blue one, a red one, a yellow one. They all the same blocks, and you can build anything with them, but they're still Lego blocks. But everything in life has the same and plays the same pattern. The way we think, the way we process our thoughts, and all that. And once you start paying attention, you'll see the patterns playing out through everything, almost the same way a flower grows. And like when you see that flower of life and how it has that swirl, you feel me? How you see seashells has that swirl, like from down below. That's why they say as above, so below. Because when you see the seashell all the way in the middle of the swirl, it's the same thing following itself all the way. It's duplicating itself all the way out. And this is what we do. So down below, the way what's happening with us, the above will be the government, the richer ones. It's the same thing. I'm telling you, bro. You pay attention to the patterns. This shit don't nothing amaze me no more. It's funny as shit. It's funny as shit to see people even doing half the things they do. It's just funny now. Like I don't even. It's no like. I get, like I said, I just get mad when you know that I know what you're doing and I got to tell you what you're doing. I think that's the part that just pisses me off. It's like I tell you and you still act like, it's not happening. But we watching it happen. I caught you on the camera with your hand. You still talking about, I didn't even get the cookie. It's like, bro, stop playing. Stop playing. That's some little kid shit. Some little kid shit. I ain't going to hold you. Let's see. If you're not a star, they treat you like shit in Africa. Oh, hell no. Hell no. That's wild. If you're not a star, they treat you like... Yeah, why? Because everybody I see that actually moved to Africa, they come back. They're like, I've been seeing a lot of people online like kind of cry damn near. Like, man, they racist over here too. Like, it's like, how you didn't know that? Africa is a lot of different continents. Them niggas don't get along. Each one of them continents, they ain't separated for nothing. They hold different nationalities, hold different languages, all in one place. They fighting. So what you thought? You feel me? That's like that's like being a blood and moving in the Crip neighborhood in Los Angeles. Why would you do that? So they funking out there, right? But you're gonna move in their neighborhood, and now you deserve anything that you get that comes with that. And yeah, fuck that. This is where we from. I ain't gonna lie. We as black people, we don't need. Some of us don't even leave our own towns, which is barnacles. I was one that decided to leave the town, but some of us don't. We don't even leave out of town from whatever town or city or state we from. A lot of us never even been outside the state, our own state that we live in. Like, we don't need much. That's what I'm basically saying. We don't need much. You feel me? We got each other, and that's what it's gonna always be. But on that note, I'm gonna try to come back later. Dang, I do got some Quavo though. You feel me? It can be a party tonight. I ain't gonna hold like it can be a party tonight. I forgot I did get a bottle. So yeah, I might see y'all later. Most likely I will, you feel me? But I thank everybody for watching. And like I said, bro, I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. I might even be a butter knife. But I ain't gonna lie. I'll be cutting like a motherfucker with that bitch. I ain't gonna hold you. I can cut some shit with the butter knife. You feel me? But y'all have a good one, man. Peace out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you ain't subbed up, man, go on and sub up so we can keep this